everyone, it's Sarah, and for today's video I'm going to be starting my back to school series. I haven't really ever done like a full-on back to school series ever on my channel. I've done a couple videos here and there, but never like an entire series. But since I am going to be a sophomore in college / university, we call it university in Canada, but it's basically the same thing, I thought it would be a good idea to kind of talk to you guys about what to expect for your first year, some tips and tricks, and just like what to bring for your dorm and what not to bring. So I'm going to be doing an entire series on that, including some move-in vlogs into my new apartment, which I'm actually moving into my apartment tomorrow, starting to move things in. I don't actually start school until September, but I want to start slowly moving things in throughout the summer, so you guys will see that video as well. So I'm going to be talking to you guys today about what I wish I knew going into my freshman year. There was a bunch of things that I really didn't know, a lot of mistakes that I made, and I just want to talk to you guys about that, kind of let you guys in the inside scoop of what to expect your first year and do's and don'ts of your first year of university and college. So without further ado, let's get started. I have my computer here. I'm going to be looking at like my notes that I wrote down. So if you see me look down, I'm just reading my computer. I also got a new camera. I got a Canon G7X Mark II. So I'm officially a YouTuber now. I'm going to be vlogging a lot more this year, and I'm also going on vacation in a couple of weeks, so you guys are going to expect more videos as well. So without further ado, let's get into this video. So the first thing that I wish I knew going into my first year of university was not to buy the textbooks before classes start. This is probably the most important thing that I wish I knew, because you can save a ton of money on this. So basically, most of your classes might not even need the textbooks, depending on the professor you have. B, you might have online versions that you can buy instead of the whole clunky thing. Or C, you can buy used. Buy used is probably the most cost-efficient thing, and sometimes other people will have notes in there as well that you can take advantage of. So basically all I'm saying is don't buy the textbooks before your first day of school. So another thing I want to let you guys know is attend as many classes as you can. So you might realize after the first couple weeks that yeah, most classes don't actually take attendance when you go there. It's completely up to you. There's hundreds of people in that class. The professor is not going to notice one person not there. But that is completely on you. If you don't go to that class and there happens to be a pop quiz in that class or lecture information that is almost always on exams. A lot of exams contain lecture information in addition to the textbook, but a lot of it comes from in-class examples and stuff that your professor talks about in class. So it is worth it to go to class. Obviously, I'm not saying you have to go to every single class, but try to go to class as often as you can, or try and get notes off of a friend. Make friends in your classes, and because if you are sick or can't attend a class, you will need to get those notes off of someone. Also, sometimes teachers will post the online lecture as well, so in that case you can also watch that. But my suggestion is just go to class. Get up, go to class, it'll be worth your time. Another tip is to get to know your professors and TAs, because you are basically just a number in that school. There's thousands of people, there's hundreds of people in your class. Your professor isn't really going to know you. But if you sit in the first couple rows, participate, get to know your TAs in your tutorials and labs, there will be a better chance of you getting to know them better, which as a result could have them upgrade your mark, because if you're in between like a B+ and an A-, they might just bump you up. But also just getting to know them in general is a really good idea, because they are upper year students, the TAs, and your professors are in the field that you likely might want to go into. So just getting a mentor or having someone to look up to is a really good idea. So another thing that freshmen often get confused with is we get a ton of readings. Depending on what program you are, especially, you can get hundreds of pages of readings. Basically, you probably won't need them all. You will need some, but you likely won't have to spend hours and hours and hours reading every single reading, because most of that information is just fluff and isn't actually going to be on your exam. After your first midterm, you'll kind of get an idea of what readings your professor likes to put on the exam and what not. You can also talk to upper year students and see if they had that class and how many readings you should do or you shouldn't do. You can also split it up with friends and take notes on some readings, others take notes on others, and then you combine them together. So yeah, the readings can seem overwhelming, but there's many ways that you can kind of break it up with friends, and some professors don't even put the readings on the exam. So just kind of get to know your professors, talk to upper year students to see what you can do and what you can't do. So the first week of classes is kind of like syllabus week. So they talk about what assignments will be due throughout the semester, when your exams and midterms will be, kind of every important date that you need to keep track of. My school actually gave us a 4-month calendar, so right away I would go home and write all my tests, all my assignments, every single thing down on that calendar so I can keep track of it. Because it may seem like on the first day of school an exam in a month is super far away, but after you get 2 weeks into class, that exam is only 2 weeks away. So you have to start studying for it, and you may actually forget it if you don't write it down. So just write things down either in a planner or a calendar on your phone somewhere. Just keep track of dates. It's very important. Another thing is planning your schedule. So plan your schedule around who you are as a person. If you are a morning person, try to do morning classes. If you think you can go to night classes, choose night classes. You might think, well, I used to be able to get up for class at 8:30 and go to class at 8:30 in high school. I thought that too. It's completely different. You're up later in university, you go out more, you are with friends and stuff like that. Getting up for an 8:30 class is a lot harder than you think. So just kind of plan that and organize that, because you should attend your class, and if it's an 8:30 in the morning class, you probably won't attend that. So yeah, just kind of try and plan your schedule around who you are as a person. Another thing is to go to the library. You might think you can get a lot of work done in your dorm, and some of you may be able to, but typically dorms are filled with tons of people, everyone's talking, there's loud people next door, upstairs, sometimes there's parties going on and you can't concentrate, and a lot of people aren't going to be conscious of whether you have an exam the next day or a test or an assignment. So use the spaces, the study spaces on campus. A lot of places, especially in my university, have like libraries and lounges that you can go and study. One thing to note that is the libraries will be very busy during exam season, so just try to get there early and get a spot. So yeah, just try to use as many of the study spaces on campus as possible. It will be easier to focus in a quiet environment rather than people running down the halls and screaming. Another thing to know is to actually make a LinkedIn account starting away right in your first year. You're in university and you are making friends and you're meeting new people, but you're also making connections that can later help you in your future career life, in addition to adding your professors as well on LinkedIn. Making a LinkedIn account and starting that early and adding any extracurriculars that you're involved in or anything within school or as a leadership role, it's kind of like a little mini resume. People are going to be looking at that later on in your career. If you can add your professors and colleagues in class and your different people that you meet as well, it is going to help you in your later on in life, because the more connections that you have, the better opportunities that you will have further in your career. So another thing to know is to participate in class. You may think that, oh, it's college now, I don't have to participate, this isn't high school anymore, whatever, I'll just listen to the lecture and leave. Actually, that's wrong. It's even more important to participate now that you're in university and college, because sometimes it will account for 10% of your mark, and you may not know that until the very end of the class. So try to participate. It'll also help ingrain the material better in your mind, because you're actively using your mind rather than just listening to the professor talk to you and typing aimlessly on your computer. Also, if they do see that you are involved as well, it's another way for them to get to know you, as well as to possibly help you if you need help in your grades and stuff like that, and mentor you as well. So just participate. You never know when you're going to be marked on it, and either way, it's a good way to kind of get better in your subject. So another thing to know is something that I didn't really know going into university. I'd heard about it, but I thought that it would be not apply to me. It is a lot harder than high school. If you were getting 90s and honors in high school, it's going to be a shock to you when you start going into class. I know for me, I'm a very good student generally in high school. I was getting 90s and stuff like that. And then I came into university and had my first midterm, and I was like, wow, this is harder. The marking scheme is harder. The content is harder. It is just a lot different than high school. High school, I remember, was a lot about like knowledge and just being able to like memorize a bunch of different things. University is not really knowledge-based. It's surprisingly application-based, using the knowledge that you learned from class but applying it to different settings, because it is all about real life examples, and you're using these classes to further help you in your degree, in your career. So just accept that it is going to be harder. It's going to require a lot more work, and you may not get the results that you were seeing in high school. But don't worry, it will get easier as you learn to study better and study different habits. Ask upper years how they studied and different things like that. So yeah, expect that it is going to be a change, but there are things that you can do about it. So also another thing is, please don't procrastinate. I know it may seem, like I said earlier, like it may seem like, yeah, this essay is due in a month, that's so much time. Believe me, it is going to fly by. Between different classes, you have a different class every single day, multiple classes in a day, different assignments coming out and through every class. One class won't care that you have a midterm on the same day as another class. you have to be able to organize that in your life and not procrastinate. A good thing to do is kind of write down a daily schedule, what you want to do. Take advantage of the weekends that you have off and study throughout the day. Try and get ahead even if you can, because it will help you. Also, have a work-life balance. You will get stressed out and you will become exhausted if all you do is work. Make time for friends, go out, party, have fun. It is your first year. It is meant for you to enjoy, but also you need to get your stuff done. So just make sure you have a balance between work and life. So during your first year, everyone is trying to make friends. A lot of the times you end up making friends from your faculty because you're with them all the time, you're in the same program and everything, like you see them all the time. But it is important for you to make friends with people outside of your program as well, because you will be taking electives in different programs, you will be meeting a bunch of new people. You kind of want to surround yourself by as many different people from as many different faculties as possible, because you will have different things in common with different people, not just necessarily people from your same program. And it's just nice to have a different variety of friends around you. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video and enjoyed my tips and stuff that I wish I knew before going into my freshman year of college/university. I will also link my other college/university video down below. It's a dorm tour if you guys wanted to check out what my dorm looked like last year. I am moving into an apartment this year and I will be vlogging that as well, as I stated, so I will link that video once it's up as well. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below what other videos you'd like to see. Subscribe and turn on my post notifications just so you can keep track of my channel, because I will be posting a bunch more videos. And again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Bye.